welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions News, your favourite Marvel Contest of Champions news related programme, which is probably the only related programme. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit notifications on, so when the news comes up, you get to see these lovely videos when they come out. And in today's news, we're going to be covering things like the Blade cutoff and predictions for the next following week, as well as other things that are relevant to the community. So without further ado, let's jump into the news articles. So if you're familiar with Marvel Insider, you'll know that I have been banned. The Rotters! But it doesn't matter because people are feeding me information. Shout out to Ant with regards to sending this to me. This is a special Battle Realm bundle. Now the Battle Realm bundle is association with the release of Marvel Contest of Champions Battle Realm, the epic board game from ages. I don't know what ages it's from, but it's surely going to be a rip-roaringly good game and will work as intended. It's a board game, you know, there's a lot more planning into it and it exists there. It doesn't need engines and networks and stuff like that, and disappointment when it comes into emergency maintenance. Though I have seen plenty of memes that are associated with that potentially with this board game, but there's not. However, though, there is a code, and rumour is that the code is then given from the purchase of this particular board game. So if you've purchased the Battle Realm board game, you can get a special code which can be redeemed at Marvel Insider, and then will give you the access to this special bundle. And if a kind soul could put in the comment sections what is actually within the bundle, that would be great, because I'm banned. And I may get a new Marvel Insider account, but I'm still a bit bitter about the second account being banned on Marvel Insider. It's not like I was doing anything wrong. Sort of. Next up is the controversy that surrounds the Dark Artifact Crystal. This is something that players will feel a little bit jaded about and a little bit frustrated. For me, from the outset, I was kind of go like, right, I'm only going to do about 2 of these 5-star crystals for Dark Artifacts, based on the fact that Dungeons is such a drag. It's still a drag of time, even though it's like so less time to do. It's just so repetitive, it's just so boring. I mean, it's the fun aspects is that you can get absolutely mullered if you don't get the right nodes, and obviously each node is not going to be favorable to you. It's very unlikely you'll get a node. I mean, I went for a grind yesterday and found out I was getting no health potions from any of the rooms, and I think I went through about 6 rooms with no health potions, and by the end of it I was like, man, this is so unlucky. But I digress. Dark Artifact Crystals, and the fact that when they reroll, you still are put under the limit of like saying, hey, I've purchased a War Crystal, I want to get another War Crystal, and the answer is no, you're not getting access to that second War Crystal, and that is incredibly disappointing. This was sent through by Scott, and Scott went and spoke to KABAM and said, you know, what's the deal with this? And they apologized and said that they didn't really kind of make this clear to players, and that is again very disappointing. You could only have one limit. So when, say, the War Crystal comes back and you're like, hey, I want another War Crystal, the answer is no, you ain't getting anything, and you're going to have to just lump it. And that's really sad, because I think a lot of people would want to give more chances to champion, like a certain champion. Like for myself, I've purchased a War Crystal, and then I want to go and purchase another one. No, I can't do that. I'm going to have to be forced to maybe do another one that I don't like so much. And I think there was only 2 crystals I actually wanted to go for, and that was the War Crystal as well as the Chaos Crystal. So thank God I'm only going for 2, as yeah, all the other ones that I didn't particularly want to go for, I may have been forced to spend that last one in one that I didn't like. Next up, KABAM got jokes. They've got so many jokes. So Gayan put this up, 619 Gayan. He's like, oh yeah, this is a solid wall of Colossus. And, you know, this didn't really kind of think that, oh, right, we get a response from KABAM on this. Yeah, we got a little joke from KABAM. Yeah, what's the plural on Colossuses? Colossusi, Colossus, loads of Colossuses. Yeah, that's not the funny thing. The funny thing to me was good luck fighting against Thanos. Ha 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 ha. 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 Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked as well. I wouldn't take Colossus against Thanos unless I was looking for a suicide mission. Next up, what is the best device to run Marvel Contest of Champions on? This is something I think is incredibly important to kind of give this information to other members of the community. I myself run the game on an iPhone 7 Plus, and to give you an idea, I had to reboot my phone back to factory settings today because the game isn't running as good as it should be on my phone. I don't know exactly why that is, but I felt as soon as I rebooted my phone back to factory settings, re-downloaded the game again, that thing seemed to be better. I've had so many incredible issues that were either I would intercept an enemy after the end of a special attack, and I'm pretty certain they were on point. At the same time, my blocks were being broken, and other kind of little things that were really frustrating me. Since rebooting my phone back to factory settings, I found that the game is running a lot better than it is. So if anybody is saying to themselves, hey, like, I'm really struggling with the game, there's so many glitches, there's bugs, I think the first step to do is check whether or not your phone is considered to be a dated model. And I say that being dated, if you've got an iPhone 6 or later, then that's considered dated. The same thing with regards to Android. If you're not running at least either a 2018, 17 model of an Android or kind of other device, then you're probably going to have a struggle with the game. If you are experiencing issues with any of phones that are more modern phones, reboot to factory settings and then see how the game runs. If you're finding that bad, go back to the forum and kind of like and let loose and kind of give them full specifics of your device and what's playing up for you. A lot of people are saying that certain iPhones are usually better for this. Some people are saying that about certain Android phones. I'm quite interested to get a Samsung next and see how they function with regards to the game. Something that a lot of players in my alliance, as well as other players, do kind of like rate Samsung phones quite highly, especially the more modern ones and more up-to-date models. Next up is Alliance Wars rewards. In some cases, the prizes have not been given out to alliances when they win, and obviously when they lose. So that's very disappointing. Hopefully something can be rectified fairly shortly. However, though, it has been noticed by KABAM. KABAM Vidius says that it has been noticed and it will be sorted out by the team, and hopefully by the time this video has been released, that this has indeed been sorted for you. It can be incredibly frustrating when these things don't get delivered out. Some people are like, hey, I wanna like spend these tasty little things, but sometimes it don't work. And our final story is all about the blade cutoff, and I'm feeling particularly happy because if you watched Marvel Contest of Champions news last week, you'll know that I said realistically you should shoot for 5.5 mil, and he went for 5.3 mil. So I'm incredibly happy about that, because if anybody followed me for that particular instruction, then you got blade, and many congratulations to you for getting him. Some people were putting some crazy scores, like 10 million I saw, absolutely insane. But in other news, we've got Winter Soldier. He went for 21 mil. Not too bad. I thought he would go for a lot less, but he is, good usage. He's not an amazing champion, but he still has some excellent aspects to him, especially since when he was buffed, he does produce a lot better. Like when he had the Punisher thing. So people remember back in the day when him and the Punisher used to have exactly the same movesets. It was good to see a change there. And then the 4-star version going for 4 mil. I didn't really expect that to be as high, but then saying that, people want to do milestones, so that's probably the reason that he went for that. Either way, when it comes to the midweek, expect for people that haven't got Blade for the first time to look towards awakening him, and we could see a little bit with regards to highs of anything around 5.6 to up to 6 mil at an absolute push. It is very difficult to kind of pinpoint what people's agendas will be for the midweek, but if people can't grind out quite so much, it'll probably put it down to that 4.4 mil that I was talking about last week. And when it comes to Winter Soldier could go for anything a little bit lower than that, so I'm talking about maybe about 18 to about 20 million with regards to him. And then the 4-star version of Winter Soldier going for, around about the same. It seems fairly likely with that people want the milestones, so therefore if they're going to get him, they're going to get him, which is, it's quite low with regards to cut-offs for that. So if people are going for milestones, congratulations, you got Winter Soldier. So happy days. So guys, that has been Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday, the 21st of May 2018. Have a great week, whatever you're doing. Hopefully there's some more news to report by the end of the week. I've got a load of personal commitments, so I'm not quite sure with regards to upload schedule and things. Either way, I think you're going to be getting from me very kind of generic content, content that I did over the weekend and needs to be uploaded for this week. And hopefully some better content by the end of the week, and a little bit of a video about, I want to do this thing called MCOC Lord's Prayer, which is a bit of a funny skit thing, but when that's released, you'll see that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I've been RichTheMan. Hit that like button, subscribe for Marvel Contest Champions based content, and as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.